Another fantastic episode of Poll Rundown. Very exciting poll this week, so let's jump right into it. Right off the bat, make sure you have all read the Clan Wars and Clues development blog. It is very important to this freaking poll. If you don't read it, you're not voting with all the knowledge you could be, and that's what this video is for, to give you some more knowledge. But to get the most knowledge, please read the dev blog. It'll do more than I can in this video. Please read. It's good for you. Reading Rainbow. You know, the whole deal. Anyway, question number 1. Should we release safe Clan Wars with a selection of arenas as described in the Clan Wars and Clues developer blog? I know this is winning. I know it is. But I tell you why I'm voting no. It doesn't really matter. Let's just say I'm voting no just so I can say that I voted no. This Clan Wars thing is going to win. Okay? Clan Wars is great. It's a lot of fun. I have no doubt I will have fun doing it. But as someone who really wants to keep wilderness activity high, even though it is safe Clan Wars, this does hurt the wildy. Regardless, you are creating, whether it is safe or dangerous, you are creating PvP content, and PvP content will take away from other PvP content. I know that's really controversial, and I know this is going to win. Trust me, my no vote is not going to change anything. I encourage many of you who will enjoy this update to vote yes. I think it's a fantastic update. The Clan Wars update was great, but for me, just so I can sleep at night and know that I tried my best to keep the wildy active, I am voting no. However, I love the idea for these new games that they're putting into Clan Wars. They are one of a kind. King of the Hill, if I can detail that real quickly, you collect points for your team by holding strategic positions on the map. The team with the most points in the time period wins. Sounds fun. Team Odd Skull, there will be one skull that spawns on the map. If you pick up the skull, your team will start collecting points, and the other team will need to kill you to recapture the skull. The team with the most points in the time period wins. This is a lot like a Halo game mode, if you've ever played any kind of Halo. There's a very similar game mode in Halo. You can't attack when you have the ball or the skull. I forget what it is, but kind of similar thing going on here. Who knows if whether you have the skull you'll be able to attack or not, but very cool. Sounds like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Should Clan Wars have a target deathmatch? Basically, the first team to kill X amount of players wins. Should Clan Wars have a time deathmatch? Most kills in the amount of time given. Pretty simple. That's easy. That's easy. And should Clan Wars have a safe free-for-all arena? This is kind of important. Again, takes away from PvP. This one I expect to be a little bit, probably going to have a little bit less on the yes column than that first vote. Again, it's going to pass. I promise you it will pass. But for me, just to keep the wildy active, man, I feel like that's an important thing. I know that this is going to pass. I know my no vote is not going to do anything. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun in this free-for-all arena instead of going PKing. But I just, I want to try my best to keep the wildy active. So my vote there is no. Here's where stuff gets real. Should we add the Treasure Trail expansion as described in the Clan Wars and Clues developer blog? Quickly, I can go over some of the highlights. We're getting elite clues. We're getting the mini game reward shop that will offer elite clues to purchase for a large amount. And this is the reward shop we voted on a long time ago that will, in theory, allow you to pay for rewards, a very wide variety of rewards, with all sorts of mini game credits. Basically, adds some drive to go play maybe Trouble Brewing to spend your pieces of 8 on something more than just that clothing. So this could be very interesting. With this update, we're not really sure exactly what's coming out, but Jagex has specifically mentioned trimmed Armadillo Bandos and Zerosian, basically the ancient armor sets. For Rune, new gilded and trimmed sets like bronze armor. They said they will also maybe trim black armor. Third age weapons for each set is a possibility. Monster masks from imps to dragons. Who knows? These are just things they've kind of mentioned. They haven't actually said that they will be coming out. But those are basically the ideas. We'll also be getting new rewards across all the current clues we have, which is quite exciting. And of course the new elite clues, which you can get from bosses and high-level monsters, which will have a totally new set of puzzles and clues to go find, but also should have a fantastic set of rewards. So there you go. Moving on, should we reduce the Penance Fighter hat requirement 45 defense to 40 to match the torso? Kind of makes sense. I'm voting yes. Seems like it's not an overpowered piece of helmetry. It's not really something that's going to get out of hand. I'm okay with it. Sure, let's vote yes. Haven't really looked into that one. Just off the bat, I'm just going to go with it's not going to affect any sort of gameplay. It's not going to change anything, so I'm on board. Should you be able to store the Trouble Brewing outfits in the costume room in your house? Absolutely. Why the fuck not? Put more shit in the costume room. I'm about saving bank space, especially for the few, the proud, the Trouble Brewers who, they like their costumes, but they don't always want to have them. Here is an awesome question, dear to my heart. Should the Arim staff be able to auto-cast Saradomin Strike? Now, I'm not sure how detailed Jagex covered it, but I know for a fact they probably didn't really cover it in much detail. This all comes from a Reddit thread that I posted on the 2007 Scape Reddit. If you haven't read it, I will be posting a link down in the description of this video. It details everything about this update, and I encourage you guys to please vote yes, especially after reading the Reddit thread. If I can quickly summarize it, and you can see all the details and all my reasoning if you head over to the Reddit thread, but here is what you'll get with an Arim staff that autocast Sarah Strike. You are true to the lore. Barrows brothers were fighting for Saradomin when they died and eventually were buried and resummoned by Slisk. So, true to the lore, check. Balanced, absolute check. The Arim staff has 15 magic attack bonus compared to the Sarah staff within Unholy Book, which has plus 14. So you're getting some benefit if you choose to use the Sarah staff, or rather, choose to use the Arim staff over a Sarah staff in an Unholy Book. But with the best gear in the game, the Sarah staff and the Mage's Book, or if you want to go a little bit down the spectrum, Sarah staff and the Malediction Ward, you are still getting better stats. Excellent. This is, of course, also adding basically a use to the Arim set. Holy hell. Using Arims might actually be worth it now. So, reviving dead content, not ruining new content, or ruining any other old content. Big old check for me. Obviously, I'm a little biased since I wrote the thread up. Originally designed, or the concept I should say, by 2 subscribers of my Twitch channel, Mr. I'm Alex and Mr. Toast King Jr., otherwise known as Alex and Toast. Came up with it, I wrote it up, did some research. I love it. Again, link in the description of the video for the full Reddit thread. Get your yes vote on, because this is a cool thing. This might actually bring some Barrows sets that are really not useful kind of back from the grave. So that's interesting. I love it. Please vote yes. Would love to see this in game. Should you be able to buy gem and coal bags from the Motherlode Mine Shop for 100 nuggets of gold each? The coal bag will hold 27 ores of coal. The gem bag will store up to 60 of each gem up to Dragonstone. You will only be able to own 1 of each bag at a time. Pretty simple. This is a lot like Dungeoneering rewards we saw. Not super useful, but there are places for them. For example, gem mining. Why not? So, again, they're a very niche item, and they're very expensive. You do 100 nuggets of gold from Motherlode. I haven't done much Motherloading, but I'm pretty sure 100 nuggets of gold is not that simple to get. So, again, these won't be dead content. They won't be fantastic, but they're not overpowered in any way. My vote is yes. Should you not be able to see the options on other players' pets when you click on them? Yes, this is great. This is everyone's had that moment where they've clicked someone else's pet and been like, God damn it, this is horrible. I was trying to walk somewhere, and this is fantastic. This update came about because of an update to the Orion client, and Jagex is taking a little hint from them and adding it in themselves. Should the Prospector's outfit function as desert robes so it reduces the rate at which your water is depleted in the desert? Fuck it, why not? Really, it's not going to change much, and in theory, the mining outfit should be best in every mining situation. It'd be kind of silly for Jagex to come out with a mining set that you couldn't use out at the fastest mining XP. This really wasn't an issue with the mining set in RS2. I guess we can call it basically RS3 now. The set you would get from the lava flow mine really wasn't an issue because of the living rock caverns, but now it's a bit of an issue because the fastest mining XP in the game is at granite, and you can't even use the Prospector's set to full effect. So, yes, absolutely, I think this is probably a smart call. Question number 14. Should the special attack button show the percentage of energy you've got and indicate whether you have enough energy to perform the special attack with your currently equipped weapon? Basically a quality of life change. I love it. You won't accidentally spec when you can't anymore. Kind of nice for those of you who use a DDS or an MSB, stuff like that, where it has that 55% that's not actually indicated in the bars. Believe it or not, there are some special attacks in RuneScape that don't go by tens of percents. They have a 25% or 15%, something like that. It's kind of hard sometimes to tell whether you have a spec or not. So this is nice. This is great. Absolutely yes from me. Should there be a toggle to turn off the smoke down in the smoky well? Sure, why not? Again, quality of life. That shit is annoying. This is a Doomsayer update. Yes, toggle off those warning messages. Should we add a deposit box? I don't see why not. Should we improve black salamanders by slightly increasing their XP and adding 2 trees? Absolutely. This is another kind of... This is almost like something that should have been in the Wildy Rejuve update. Black salamanders have always been very underrated. They've never been a place for XP. The black salamander as a weapon has always been fantastic. Very interesting to see if this brings salamanders up to par with maybe red chins. So maybe, or maybe even better, perhaps a faster but less profitable method of hunting. But we'll see. That's yet to be seen. Question number 19, and I am, good lord, I'm like almost out of breath here. Should you be able to decide where your attack option should appear on NPCs and other players, you can choose to make your attack option always a left click, always a right click, or to have its priority chosen after combat level. This is basically when you're in the wilderness and you can't left click somebody. This kind of throws away the need for team capes, which is great because I think, you know, hey, why not, right? It's a bit of an interesting update. I'm going to vote yes. In the long run, I honestly don't think this should be something. In the wilderness, I think there should be some sort of check and balance. I think that wildy balance is actually fair. It helps you from not being skulled. This will also give a huge nerf to level 3 looters, which is actually a great thing. Fuck those level 3 looters, right? So I'm okay with this, really. So, you know, there's some good and some bad with this if you really think about it. I think in the end it's a good convenience change, but also hopefully a very quickly toggled option so that if you want to spam click a loot pile in the wildy with a bunch of level 3s under you, you can compete with them. So I'm all about that. And lastly, should items that can be operated when equipped list all their options in the right click menu? This is effectively, and this is the #1 usage everyone will get out of this, is teleporting with jewelry while you have it wielded. Instead of bringing up that option into your inventory, or rather into your chat box, it will pop up right there. You'll have a list of all the tellies you have on your glory, games necklace, whatever you're wearing, ring of dueling, it'll be right there. Great quality of life change, and protects runecrafters who are possibly being PK'd. Another fantastic thing. I am totally about it. But that is it for this poll. Hopefully you guys get your vote on. As always, link to the RuneScape poll, the old school polls, is down in the description. Remember, never sign in to any place other than RuneScape.com. Always give it a little double check every time you go there. Don't trust me. Just go to the old school page, hit the polls, get your vote in. Your vote matters. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Poll Rundown. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.